Hello, and welcome to the third part of trying to beat Yharon with no armor or accessories. I'm really hoping we make some progress today because the last two streams have been zero. Well, I guess we've made progress within the fight, we just haven't made it past the fight. I think we're... Oh yeah, I've also got to deal with these guys, I guess. Let's just take off my spawn reducers, or turn on these ones. And then I'm probably just going to leave the world, actually, because I don't want to have all these items just sitting there unnecessarily. Okay, great start. Oh, Arms dealer's back. Let's see how long he lasts this time. Right, we've got this. This is going to be the first attempt. It's going to be so unexpected that we're going to get it first try. Let me change the boss bars. Don't know why it resets every time. It's quite annoying that it does that. Okay, so this part of the fight is perfectly fine. Don't mind this bit. Okay, that bit maybe wasn't great though. Fine, I'll regen it. Am I on the regen build or the damage build right now? I think damage, because I've got the Everclear, but I've got the regen from my thingy. Got the regen candle, but the Everclear for damage, which I think works out better because of defense. Locked in. Surprisingly not at this point. Oops. Oh, he's past the stage. Yeah, that makes sense. He's in stage 2 now. First phase, I really do not mind too much. It's just a bit of a chore because it takes like 3 minutes to get through it. Although, then I can just get in really bad position and die. Yeah, the annoying part is that it takes so long to get to the phase where I'm actually struggling. And also, even on the way there, one hit can ruin the entire attempt. And I'm not even sure if my 7% damage from the candle buff would help that much. Oh yeah, just dash straight after dashing. It's fine. What's going on with Project Singularity? I have taken an indefinite break from it. I just don't think it was the right kind of challenge for me. Plus, I didn't feel like I had enough time at each individual tier. I kind of thought we would be spending like 2 or 3 months at LV and then, or at Steam, and then 2 or 3 months at LV. And I don't think I was progressing fast enough compared to the other people on the server that would like finish LV in a matter of hours almost. I mean, people like 3 and Soycake were basically finished LV on day 1 of LV, which was insane. And then when the bees died, I guess I just rage quit. But yeah, I'd been considering taking a break for a while. I also kind of struggled to think of videos that I could make for Project Singularity. I felt like everything I was doing was kind of getting done better by other people. The sort of videos I would have liked to make are the sort of videos that 3 and Soycake were making, but I didn't know enough about the pack to actually make those kinds of videos. But like doing tier skips and stuff was always really fun in Terraria, so it would make sense for it to be fun in GTNH. I just didn't know enough about the mod pack to do them properly. Phase 2. Yeah, unfortunate corner and Infernado placement. Yeah, it's my own fault for having the Infernado there. You can decide where they go to an extent. Now this is the part that I don't really know much about. I can avoid this bit easily enough. But I then don't know whether I'm going up into other projectiles at this point. There's other projectiles there. Let's just take it slow. We'll use the phosphorescent gauntlet more than we maybe need to, but better to use it more than we need than die. I want to be away from this side. And they're still on that side, never mind. I thought it would be one at a time for those, but I guess 2 of that attack can exist concurrently. From what I can tell, phase 2 should be easier in theory since he dashes less. Well, I've got the pattern for phase 1 down, I just don't have the pattern for phase 2 down. It's less about how often he dashes and more about the fact that I don't know what's coming next. Like, I know exactly what he's going to do at every point during phase 1. And what I should do to counter it. Like, I know to use a dash here, and then he's going to do his bullet hell, and I can just fly up and shoot down at him. And then he's going to dash at me a couple of times and then do a fast dash. And then need to counter the fast dash with Phosphorescent Gauntlet again. Like that. And then he's going to bullet hell again, and then I'm going to fall and just repeat the cycle. And then when he gets to 80% health, I know that he swaps the ordering of the fast dash and the bullet hell, and it adds in another bullet hell. So now he's going to fast dash at me now, and I need to be able to block it with the gauntlet, and then he's going to do a small bullet hell, and then he's going to dash at me and fast dash now, and then another big bullet hell. Yeah, the increased space occupied by the projectiles is a big issue. Like, if it was just Yharon himself, I think it would be fine. It's the fact that those, like, projectiles that fly up and then split into 5 projectiles seem to be quite an issue for me. Because I struggle to predict where they're going to be. I need to keep track of them a lot better, I think. So I think that's maybe him putting the projectiles out there. So I think they're on the other side of the arena at this point. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's get rid of the Endohydra stuff there, because I really don't need it to be on that slot. You can just swap from Cadaverous Carrion to Mech Worm, then start the fight. I also did a bunch of testing to see if there was any better damaging options, and I think this is literally the best I can get. I tested everything else that has a use time up to 30 at this point in progression, and this is just the best option. Oh. Yeah, I am at the stage where every hit in phase 1 is 100% my own fault. Unless it's not. In which case, I'm blaming the game for being unfair. Yeah, there's nothing I can change, which is scary for me because usually the first thing I would do is try and change like my arena or my loadout or something. And I just can't in this playthrough. I just have to keep going with what I've got. And annoyingly, there's probably going to come a time where I get to like 10% and then die, and then I get to 10% again and then die, and then I get to 10% again and then die. And that's just going to be the case for like a solid amount of time. Like for every 100 attempts I'll get 1 to 10%, and then for every 1,000 attempts I might actually get one that I win in. You'll get a very anticlimactic and sudden victory, I'm sure of it, when you least expect it. Yeah, probably. Okay, when he starts, he's going to go into phase 2. Yep. Okay, I think that's what the hell he's doing just now. Okay, bad positioning, bad. Ooh! I thought I might have actually survived that there. So when he's doing that, I can't dash into him, I have to dash away from him, I think. I guess I'll have my buff increasers on, my spawn rate increasers. Screw it. Using the adrenaline. Can't be bothered waiting. Using it again. Should still have full adrenaline by phase 2, I think. Takes like 30 seconds to load it up, and usually takes like 2 to 3 minutes to get to phase 2. Phase 2 incoming soon though. Okay, so that side of the arena is covered in projectiles right now. But I need to go to it to avoid these projectiles that are coming up now. And there's a bullet hell. Oh, come on. I could not get out of it. I mean, I could have teleported, but I didn't think I would have needed to. Annoyingly, if I had a ram dash instead of a bonk dash, that would have been fine what I just did there. Is this a refight? No, no, no. This is the... I've not beaten Yharon yet, basically. Where's the rest of my mech worm? I did at one point consider trying to fight the primordial worm just to get the halibut cannon, but I don't think it actually makes that much difference in the kill time anyway. Plus it would be an impossibly difficult task, that. Yeah. I'm swapping to the bonk dash because it's much faster than having to like charge this. Like if I swap to this, I then have to wait like maybe a second or two. Probably not a second or two, probably like half a second to a second before I can use it. It's possible that in phase 2 it's better to use the ram dash, but I just don't know if I can get the muscle memory for it. So with an adrenaline, I get it to almost 80% on the first cycle. And then he's got 40% damage reduction, which is awful for damage. Oh, lucky I had the iframes there. Right, let's keep my adrenaline this time. It's only probably going to add an extra 10-20 seconds to the fight. But it allows me to potentially survive a hit. Whereabouts am I from? I'm from Scotland. I know a lot of people from outside of the UK get confused between the Scottish and Irish accent. Really thought I would have dashed in there. Oh, yeah, I don't want to be more specific than that. I think that should take it to 50%. 55. Oh no, slightly above. So phase 2 now. Double dash there. Is that a Mario Kart double dash for the Nintendo GameCube? Trying to get there without using my keyboard because I'm having a sip from my coffee. Oh hey Prisma, how are you doing? You can maybe help us, because you probably know the Yharon fight a lot more than I do. What? How do I win? That's the question. Phase 1 is fine. Up to 55% I've got a plan. Everything after that is screwed. You're not good at this fight, you're carried by Sponge. Yeah, I feel like I'm the same, and that's why I'm struggling so much in this version of it. Although even in Manaless Mage, which was Revengeance to be fair, it was a struggle and a half. Let's keep the adrenaline for damage reduction. Yeah, I think if I could have one accessory, it would either be the sponge or the amalgam. I think that would drastically increase my odds of winning this fight. Although anything would do. An Avenger emblem would probably make quite a sizable difference in how many attempts this takes. I really thought that would despawn by the time it hit me. Or that it would despawn before it hit me. Kinda didn't want it to hit me is what I'm trying to say. I guess if you could have one accessory what would you choose? Come on. Ah, the knockback is just so punishing. I think I'm ready to give up on getting this video out before the update. Yeah, I'm kind of giving up on finishing this playthrough before the update as well. I'm just going to have to go into Steam in offline mode for a while, which is kind of sad because I want to play around with the new update stuff. Wings all the way, doesn't matter which one. Well, I don't know, I think wings without a dash doesn't actually help much, because I'm using the infinite flight from Brimrose to pretty much the same extent as I would use wings. I feel like Asgardian Aegis has maybe got more going for it, but then I can't use that with a dash, with a mount. So I think you kind of have to choose something that isn't mobility focused and just use the mobility that I'm using. Which is why something like the sponge or the amalgam I think would help so much. Because if I could just take an extra few hits every minute or so. Was it 90 seconds for the amalgam I could take, or how long does the sponge take fully to recharge? It's like 9 seconds after a 10-second recharge or something. He's kind of halfway down the arena, which is not ideal for positioning, but we can deal with it. Late game summer accessory adding minions might do it. That's true, like nucleogenesis with this would help a lot. Maybe ambrosial ampule, yeah. I could see that working. Literally anything would help so much. Even hallowed headpiece for armor would, or hallowed mask, is it, the melee one that's like ridiculously powerful? It's like 24 defense and then 10% melee damage, 10% melee crit, 10% melee speed. Does Margarita work with Yharon's debuff? I think it does, but it heals less than if I just used the best healing potions. Okay, phase 2. Oh, I'm dead. I'm like very, very dead right now. So you could pop it, then use a different health potion. No, because that would give me potion sickness. Update should be today, unless you're in Australia, when it's probably like yesterday. Because that is how time works in Australia. Right? Prisma had the update already, because it came out on the 6th. And Prisma's on the 7th now, I imagine. Or maybe just late night on the 6th. Luxor's gift isn't affected by summon penalty and can also crit. Well, yeah, maybe that would work then for this. Can't imagine it's the best though. Okay, let's regen our health, hopefully. Really bad positioning from me, not gonna lie. That was not smooth at all. Phase 2. Oh, the double dash. 520 damage? What? Oh, yeah, yep. I think the biggest quality of life improvement for Yharon would be making his projectiles despawn after he dies. Because it's so annoying having to refight him. And then you just get sniped off screen when you respawn by lingering projectiles. Ceaseless Hunger and Hearts works, but I'm also not crafting heart statues, so I'm only using the 2 that I've found. If I found more heart statues, that would be fair game. Yeah, Necro's despawn on death feature would help a lot. Although that has issues with things like the pillars despawning if you die to Lunatic Cultist after pillars have spawned, right? Pretty sure I've seen that in a Yardis video. Or maybe a Chapsticks video. Or maybe even a Prism video, who knows? You can make it projectiles only. Nice. I knew as soon as I did that it wasn't going to be enough iframes. think he just spread projectiles out that way. And I'm dead. Right, we need to figure out how to not die. Could March for Death be worth it? Potentially, yeah. Let's try extra damage, and let's just hope that I survive long enough through my potions and hearts that I don't need the damage from, or the regen from my thing. I could also be using Pearl God, which isn't that much less damage, surprisingly. The problem with using anti-material rifle as like a primary weapon is that it's really slow, so moving to the phosphorescent gauntlet while I'm like mid-attack animation is really difficult. And if I get the timing thrown off even slightly, then that's death. When a projectile approaches, you move out of the way. Would that work? I don't think so. I don't think that works, because I think he tries to put projectiles like on you. So if you try and get out of the way, oh, it's the wrong item. He aims his projectiles at you, so if if you try and get out of the way, he'll just aim them at where you want to go, because he can predict the future. The hotbar is so chaotic. Yeah, this is not how I would normally run a hotbar. I'm sure that if I used hotkeys for items, that would help as well, but it would also involve retraining all my muscle memory, so... And next phase. Let's try and get some regen. Should have teleported. Just kill me. I want to restart with full health. You love watching challenge runs like these and wonder what Draydon and Yharon are thinking. Yeah. Well, Escal as well. Got to remember her. What's she thinking when a naked guy rocks up on a mechanical gamer chair and kills her in 10 minutes? Oh, we got up to 40,000 there. That was a good use of adrenaline, I think. Shouldn't go hit him by that. Phase 2, once he respawns. Oh no, slightly above the health. Now phase 2. Sleep well, Prismace. Sleep well. Yeah, 30 minutes in one day is pretty fucking good for working on a video. Or 30 minutes of final footage, final video done. Ooh, 43k there. Runtime's at 46 minutes now. That's pretty good, yeah. Congrats. Okay, going into phase 2 with no hits and adrenaline and full health. Or did I get hit once maybe? I may have got hit once. I'm also not in phase 2 yet, so I probably shouldn't count it so early. I'm very low on health. Please do not die. Okay, good to have that on that side. Stay on this side for now then. Oh, my regen is so slow. Oh, damn it. New personal best, though. 26.2. 26.2 is the new PB. Logan uses Everclear. Also, Logan, my regen is too low. Well, I guess, yeah, what I could also do is swap my alcohol throughout the fight. If I'm able to get away with swapping mid-fight. So what I could do is have rum like this and whiskey like this, and then if I want I can just take off an Everclear and add to the rum and then regen really fast. Now whether I do this or not mid-fight is another matter, but it's an option. Can you do that? Yeah, yeah. Oh, that was harsh. I mean, I'm gonna either regen that or die now, so I may as well use the damage anyway. That's impossible in normal Calamity. Well, you could just cancel the buffs and drink a different buff potion. It would probably be the exact same mouse movements, really. You're just cancelling one buff by clicking it and then adding two others by clicking them. I dashed into that for sure. Alright, let's try it now. Although I suppose you can't cancel buffs in Calamity, so you're right. Let's not use that. You can't cancel debuffs. I am nothing if not consistent, so let's not do that. What I can do is use Pearl God instead to get massive regen. But then my muscle memory is all off for getting back to Phosphorescent Gauntlet. Oh, we're in phase 2 now. Okay. Me cancelling my alcohol before going for a drive. Yeah, we just need the golf cart mount now. Is Everclear worth it? 25% increased damage. So what's my damage? 175, and without it, 147. Okay, it is a pretty big jump. It's a 28 jump. And considering that Yharon has 90 defense, my damage is reduced by 45 anyway. So it goes from, let's include 35 from, wait, does this also increase? It does. It also increases the ammo. So it's like a double buff almost. In a normal run is old-fashioned good. If you're doing in a normal run, probably not. You're probably better just using something that increases your damage. So yeah, at this point I could be using Screwdriver for 5% increased damage. Does that have a health reduction though? So this is like clean damage with no regen cost. This is good damage with a slight regen cost. The rums are just basically regen for me, 1 regen each. The defense is negligible, and the movement speed doesn't really matter when I'm using a mount for most of the fight. Tequila Sunrise, crit chance by 8 and defense by 10. That's not ideal. I must have looked through all of these alcohols 100 times. Where's Screwdriver? So that does reduce life regen by 0.5. The alcohol change might make this easier. Yeah, well, there's a lot changing in the new update, so I really want to get it done in this update. And 10% damage and movement speed versus 2 HP. 2 HP is a big cost, I would say. I'm reluctant to go with Bloody Mary. Yeah, I've got 3 alcohol slots, but one is always going to be Purple Haze. There's never not a good reason to use Purple Haze. Why does Screwdriver even exist, or am I reading it wrong? Well, its piercing projectile damage is multiplied by 1.05, and that means that applies separately from other damage buffs. So if you already have a 200% damage buff, normally 5% damage would only contribute 2.5% damage to your total damage output, but this would still contribute 5% damage. So honestly, this probably boosts damage by more than Whiskey does, even though this is on average 6% damage. Yeah, it's multiplicative. I'm curious how it interacts with ammo though. Does it multiply the ammo by 0.5 as well as the gun, or is it just the final damage output? And I think it might just be the final damage output. I mean, 25% damage is so big. It's just the... Yeah, SDFMG is the best DPS option that has a use time under 30. Tequila Sunrise, and Purple Haze is usually my choice. Yeah, I mean, if I was worrying about defense, then that would probably be, like, if I cared about defense, that would probably be a good mix. I mean, this is 9% damage, 3% crit at the cost of 2 HP life regen, which isn't bad. If I could add one accessory to the game, what would it be? I really don't know. I've never considered it necessarily. I mean, 8% crit is decent. But at the cost of 1 HP per second, it doesn't affect my minions at all. It wouldn't affect Yharon's self-damage. I don't think anything can affect Yharon's self-damage. Yeah, vodka is just pretty good. Let's go with vodka for one of them. And then it's between whiskey and screwdriver, I think, for the other. I'm inclined to go for the screwdriver. Which I need more hallowed ore for, which I think I can just shimmer another ore into for sure. Most likely chlorophyte, yeah, but I don't have enough chlorophyte for that, which means I need to shimmer something higher up. Could do astral ore. Well, how much do I need for a normal craft of this? It's 3 per 1. Okay, so I do need a fair amount. Let's grab some exodium clusters. Yeah, update comes out at 11 PM. That's good to know. I'll end up using it anyway. Not the new update. I can just put Steam into offline mode and then I don't have to update. You know, I probably had hallowed bars I could have shimmered for this instead. So still not quite as high damage as when I had, whatchamacallit. But slightly higher crit, which is good. Thank you. Maybe the key is making it easier to use Pearl God during the fight. And then I can still use Everclear for damage, and that'll actually increase the amount of regen I'm getting from Pearl God, I think. I don't know if it's a percentage of damage you deal or what. it might just be a flat 1 or 2 rather than damage dealt. I maybe need to do some investigating with that. Yeah, Astral Armor is... well, Astral Armor for Eternity, Revenge and Sputin. I think it's probably worse than just using the Fargo's multi-class armor. I like how I'm obsessing over making these slight changes to alcohols, as if it's going to make any actual difference in the fight. When in reality, I just need to get good at the fight. That's all that will actually impact it. Oh, is that star going to hit him? That 1000 damage is going to do a whole lot for me. Postman Lord item that increases the size of true melee options would be good. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Okay, I think most of those spawned outside there, which is good. Oh, damn it. I thought I could dash through that before it turned into the damaging version of itself. Let's put Pearl God here, move everything along a bit, and then I can switch to Pearl God easier, and then I just have to go back to Phosphorescent Gauntlet. I guess for that I probably do want to go with Everclear if I'm using damage for regen. Could use Cosmic Rainbow. It will do absolutely nothing, but... yet again dashes into a tornado. Well, they don't hit for the first few seconds. I dashed through that. I do hate how inconsistent his dashes are sometimes. His slow dashes are more deadly than his fast ones because you don't get enough iframes for them. Okay, the regen is pretty good, and the damage, honestly, isn't that bad. Don't forget Nimbus Rod. Yeah, I should be using Nimbus Rod, you're right. There is actually an argument that the Aqua's Scepter would probably deal more damage to him than my current Sentry, just because he's barely ever around at the bottom for my current Sentry to deal damage to him. Like, even now. Oh, wait, no, what? I moved up last. You shouldn't be shooting me from there. You can cheese a little bit using Hook of Dissonance. I would have to have blocks nearby that I could hook onto for that, though. Almost what Yharon transforms into a random ball of fire sometimes. Yeah. If you finish this, it's theoretically possible to do this deathless. You could say that about any run. I'm not interested in theoretically possible. I'm interested in things that I could do. Probably a really bad use of adrenaline, but I don't care. I'll probably get it back at the start of this bit because it's quite easy, this initial bit. I did get my adrenaline back, at least. And then it saved me a hit. Real bad position for this. Oh, don't know how I didn't get out there. Oh. Oh, god damn it, I just couldn't get far enough to the side. That was the closest. Again. Okay, we're getting closer. Oh. Okay, give me a minute. I'll be back in a second. Okay, let's repeat that, except for the last 3 seconds of the fight. I think I did use like 3 adrenalines in phase 1 there. So maybe going for full damage is the way. Maybe I'm getting fatigued by the end of the fight if I don't use adrenalines. Okay, subphase 3. Damn it. Okay, I think the music has stopped, so I need to get that going next time I die. Oh, I didn't even need to dash through that probably, but the knockback sent me into it anyway. The lowest was 19.3, yeah. That was just the attempt before that one. Should do Infernum next run. Infernum isn't going to get updated anymore, so it feels silly to... Well, I would struggle to find runs to do Infernum that are all that interesting. How can I get the knockback from the dash, but still get hit from the dash? Like, get the knockback from my Phosphorescent Gauntlet, but still not get the immunity from it. I guess if I dash just before, if I get hit and then dash into him, that makes sense. It's just annoying because it's like the worst of both worlds almost. This isn't revenge, this is death as well. Kind of a waste of an adrenaline, not gonna lie. Did very little damage there. Keep the adrenaline for health. Or for damage reduction, not health. Okay, and he's about to go into phase 2 as soon as he enters his... Oh no, he's not even going to enter his cocoon sort of thing. My damage when I'm flying up seems to be lower than my damage when I'm flying down, which is curious. I'm worried I'm going to run out of bullets soon. I'm already in my last 2 stacks, it seems. Wait, why is my damage when I'm pointing down only sometimes sneaking up to 10k? Or when, well no, it's more when I'm using adrenaline it's lower, because I can get up to like 30,000-40,000 here, but when I was using adrenaline while going up, I swear I was only dealing like 10k damage at most. It's like adrenaline doesn't apply to falling targets or something. Or is it maybe because he has DR during that phase? That could be it. Oh my god. Accidentally went to the pogo stick. Yeah, all the NPCs are dying as soon as they move in. I do not care. Why not slime instead of pogo? Usually because of platforms, but I guess I'm not using platforms in this, so there's no real reason to not use slime. Ah, pogo stick again. Right, let's switch something up and try Shrimpy Truffle during rain. So let's make it day and rain. And then let's give this a try, because it should be slightly faster, even though on the ground it's worse. As long as it works with the phosphorescent gauntlet the same way. I should have an extra 15% damage. It appears to work the same way. Could have waited when I was using the mount for the damage there, but yeah, it's fine. Oh, that's a really big tornado. Okay. Millisecond too late with the dash there. On the bright side, I think my dash timing for normal Yharon fights should be pretty good now. Okay, yep, why not? Okay, last... Well, not last phase. Second last phase at the moment. Didn't even roar there, that's annoying. Oh god. Still on the bird, yeah. Probably going to be on the bird for the next 5 streams, I imagine. Let's get weather on. Heavy rain, we're good. Melt. Inferno will probably need an update to be compatible, but it will eventually be compatible. It just won't make any changes, I think. When in doubt, use Shrimpy Truffle. It seems is the way to do this. Lucky I didn't get hit by that, because there's not much I can do to avoid it. Oh, projectiles from off screen. What attempt is he at? He is at... Attempt 244. And he's getting tired. He's getting real tired. Getting real tired of Yharon spawning in the floor. It's doable, I just need to know the AI well enough. Yeah, that's the thing. I need to not do stupid things like that and get hit for a ridiculous amount of damage. Oh, and it stopped raining. Yep. Maybe the buff from Shrimpy Truffle isn't worth the fact that if it stops raining, I die because of inconsistent speed. I think that's probably the case. A ranged weapon with lifesteal would help a ton if there was one. There is. Pearl God. I'm using that sometimes when I need to. The current best attempt is 19.3%. We need to stop getting hit in phase 1 because I know that I can get through phase 1 without getting hit. It's just a matter of pulling it off. Is Paragon lifesteal better than Empyrean Knives? Empyrean Knives lifesteal is better, but has a much smaller range. So it's just more usable than Empyrean Knives. Pretty bad positioning for me. Okay, sure. Bloodfire bullets could work, but I think Godslayer slugs are better for damage. Bloodfire bullets, I think even then wouldn't deal as much damage as Godslayer. Because Godslayer essentially doubles the damage of these bullets. Because once they hit, they like go through a portal to get back to you and then hit again. It also means I can see that I'm hitting a lot easier. It's very easy to see that I'm hitting shots with the Bloodfire bullets, not the Bloodfire, the Godslayer ones, because there's like a visual indicator that the bullets are teleported back to me. I still think popping Margarita before the fight is worth it. I don't get hit for most of the fight though. The first 3 minutes of the fight, I very rarely get hit, and if I do, I usually regen anyway, by the time I'm going to get hit again. Really good positioning for that. Nice. How are attempts going? Pretty good. We got to 19.3. That's the new personal best. And it looks like it's going to stay the personal best if this is how it goes. Let's try Power God a bit. Need that regen. Oh! Thought I would teleport past it. Teleported into it. Brilliant. My recommendation of Ice Barrage from earlier still stands if you haven't seen it. Glacial State is broken for Yharon and could serve as a good secondary item. What is Ice Barrage? That has a use speed of 300, so I am not using it. That is death. That's a 5-second use speed. That means that if I use that, I then can't use any other item for 5 full seconds. Just not feasible. Pearl God is better for regen because it has a longer range. So when I'm going up like this, I can actually hit them. Really lucky I didn't get hit by those projectiles there. I'm not leaving until you win. Thank you for sticking with me, even if it's ill-advised. think challenges like this definitely do make you better at the game. Oh, come on. It's the fact that I don't know how I'm supposed to get past that dash. Okay, so you still have that last sub-phase to go at 16.5% that you haven't seen in any attempt. Yes, I'm hoping that that's going to be easier though, because there's none of these like slow dashes, there's none of the dashes with the additional projectiles. It is just 2 dash, bullet hell, 2 dash, bullet hell, I'm pretty sure, right? Okay, yep. If you manage to save adrenaline until 10% is a kill, I'm not so sure about that. My damage isn't high enough to just use the Ripper to get through him, and the damage reduction from adrenaline isn't high enough to save me from that. Yeah, Arc of the Elements worked when I was trying to stay closer to the boss, but I think staying close to the boss is a losing strategy. Two teleport dashes, so consistent positioning is needed, yeah. I need to get really good at Phosphorescent Gauntlet. I might just use Phosphorescent Gauntlet, to be honest. It'll take ages, but better than dying. Adrenaline. Yeah, I'm keeping it for the damage reduction. Okay, yeah, there's nothing I can do there. Even normally, adrenaline is barely enough to hit most bosses for 10% unless you're using super busted DPS setup. Yeah. Adrenaline isn't as busted as you would think. Try not to go too high to maximise the space for fighting. Well, that's exactly what I can do by going this high. I know it makes me have less damage, but by going this high, most of the projectiles have a chance of despawning by the time they get up to me. Yeah, I think adrenaline only makes sense in the first phase when I do know the fight pretty well. And even now I don't think I'll... yeah, I'll probably use it just now actually. Let's get to phase 2 a little bit quicker. Good position, thank you. Damn. A little bit too fast on the dash there. Way too fast on the dash there. Oh, and then, yeah. It really is a problem of like those exploding things. If I think if those weren't in the game, I'd have a much better chance. I think if the game was easier, I'd have a better chance of winning against the game. Sent an earlier message that might be useful. For the later phases, I'm assuming. I also need more bullets. Save the adrenaline because I'm taking way too many hits. Use this for a little regen boost and then die. Yeah, lifesteal does have a cooldown. For the most part. I think there's a few exceptions, but most of the ones I would use at this point do. Yeah, it's also kind of cheese. You're right. Okay, sub-phase 3 or whatever now. 35.8 or something it is, right? Don't even know if this is going to do much. I just dashed straight into that. Okay, okay. Yeah, 35.8, that's what I thought. Also, the earlier message about Plague plus Astral Infection debuffs combined reduce contact damage done by Yharon by 10%, or around 60-ish damage. I don't think it's worth the lost damage by using that, to be honest. I'm usually not getting hit by the contact damage. It's usually a projectile that's hitting me. How much damage is Mechworm adding? A couple thousand, I think. Although, only if it's close enough to hit. I am scrolling rather than hotkeying. I've never got used to hotkeying in any video game, so I would have to relearn an entire way of using items to hotkey. One that does not come particularly natural. Okay, phase 2 incoming. We're getting quite consistent at getting to phase 2 at least. Without too much trouble. Next sub-phase, where I don't really know what's going on. Oh, just knockback into knockback into knockback. Right, we're gonna have to lose some Cosmolite again. Yeah, even if I don't win today, I've been consistent in phase 1. Phase 2, yeah. Where's your weapon for farming god? SDFMG as well. Just because it's the easiest to use while swapping to different items. Okay, yep, why not? I could place Duke's Head in the middle, yeah. I don't think it makes much difference because they can only fire upwards. So it's either they only fire upwards in the middle or they only fire upwards on the side. Or on the bottom, should I say, not the side. Like, they're just not going to do much either way. I did consider using the Aqua Scepter because it would at least... it would at least hit more consistently. Anomaly's nano gun for the first 80% of the fight. Okay, I can try that. I'm assuming for farming dog. I've got 2 sentry slots, yeah, 1 on the floor, 1 in the middle. I could do that. Really doesn't make too much of a difference though. Surprised I managed to get through there without getting hit. And straight into those. Yep. Oh, just made it through there and then almost ruined it by clicking on the wrong item. Great. Using the adrenaline. Bust through to phase 2. Start phase 2 isn't too bad, I can get away with it in adrenaline. Not what I was expecting there. I'm so lucky with the iframes there. You know what? Getting the iframes from getting hit there actually stopped me from getting contact damage, so up and then yeah. Can I even make the anomalies nanogun? Oh, I need to decrypt the schematic, but other than that I can make it. 139 speed though, that's really sad. Okay, let's get my schematic decrypted. Oh, I don't even have the snow one. Surely I've collected it from here. Take that out so I actually know where I'm going. The use time on the alt fire is only 59. It's slow, but that's why you pop it once at a safe time, then swap off. That makes sense. Do that on repeat until like sometime in phase 2. Okay. Got no one to sell anything to. What does the shimmering do? Are the ingredients more useful than... no, it's just other things that I can't use. I just quick stacked that away, didn't I? I imagine I'm going to need the next tier of building thing unless I made it in advanced. Upgrades required. Okay. So I need the advanced display, I guess. Okay, maybe need voltage regulation system as well then? Oh, okay, I need to do the underworld first, I see. I'm 2 behind. I thought I was just 1 behind. Right, well that works, I'm gonna go to the toilet. I'll be back in a minute. I can't believe that's not done yet. Why is that taking so long? Good to do this now rather than sit through it all later when you're on hold for exos, yeah. Oh, I can just do that now, okay. Does it have the voltage regulation thing then? Or is that for the next tier? I think that's for the next tier. But yeah, I've got everything else. And now, is this a... No, that's going to use charge, not rockets or anything. It's good to hear that they're going to address the weight for exos. And they're going to make, I think, Astrum Aureus and Plaguebringer require stuff from the Codebreaker to fight. So that way you're kind of encouraged to do it beforehand rather than just waiting until the end. And then suddenly you've got to do like 20 minutes of Codebreaker stuff for exos. Also happy that they're removing charge. Charge never felt fun. Oh, the person who donated this is your friend. Nice. Worst part is if you forget to have cell factories at all, as 4 factories takes 8 hours to get enough cells. So even with going around and collecting all the possible ones from labs, that's an hour or so. Yeah, even if you've got like 20 then, you're going to be waiting a while. Okay, it is done. It's just not updated on magic storage, I guess. Do I need to click off of this and go back on? I've decrypted the ice one. Right? No, I'm even further behind than I thought. Exo Dementia Gaming, yeah. Right, I guess let's buy more shells from you then, because it looks like we're going to be here for a while. I might have decrypted the same one 2 times. That would make sense, yeah. I think what happened is because it's an external inventory, you can't, like, if I click on these bullets with the empty shells, it'll swap them. Whereas I tried to do that in here, but it didn't work. That's my guess. Wait, if I... Yeah, I've maxed out my storage. Oh my god. Right, I can sell that. 2 of those at least. 2 of those. I say sell. Probably be quicker just trashing them. What am I going to do with the update for this run? Are you going to go offline until you beat the run, or try to deal with the update messing much of the game up? I think I'm going to go offline for it, which is really sad because I want to try a bunch of stuff in the new update. So I really wanted this to be done, but Yharon is just causing too much trouble for it. Okay, here we go. Now, let's go reforge it before I charge it, because annoyingly, if you reforge it after you charge it, it gets rid of the reforge. Now I have to wait even longer just to charge the thing. This is great. The stackable pet items and stuff in 1.4.5 is going to be such a game changer for magic storage once it's up to date. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be using a magic storage in 1.4.5 though. I feel like it's probably good enough with what we've got. Oh, this has recoil. Interesting. Let's get that 1% extra charge. There we go. Right, and I was using Shrimpy Truffle for this before because I do think I need the speed. Make it day, make it rain. Exoworm's probably a good one for this, actually. This damage seems worse than just using SDFMG. Although I can dodge out of the way maybe while still using a weapon. So maybe this is going to be quite fun to use because I can just like, ooh, dodge out the way. And then get hit by something else and die. Or just die. I haven't run out of bullets. I also just... SDSMG is just better. I'm sorry to say it. It just is. I need to remember that I'm not using Phosphorescent Gauntlet, and the dash from this is not instantaneous. Thought I'd get 60% before that. Right. At this point, I'm just going to have to relearn how to fight dog to get the... I thought I was using the stuff of the mechworm there, not spawning him. Thing is, I don't think I technically need more bars. I've still got like 32 bars now, I think, in storage. It's just that I'm worried I might have to come back to this later and then not have enough Cosmolite bullets to get through it. Oh, that shouldn't hit me. I let go of that before it killed me. That's not fair. Saving the bullets I'm using to kill dog, yeah. This is infinite piercing. I can try it, but I'm worried that it will kill me by not allowing me to swap. It's still not better than SAFMG. It's not like worse than SDFMG, it's just not better. It's about the same. Carry the adrenaline to phase 2. Yeah, it's usable if I run out of bullets, you're right. Although I think there is more usable things than that. I love getting kicked off my mount instantly. Again, I let go. I charge it, I let go, I die. Sometimes Dash no like me, it seems. Because like, it's going to cost about as many bullets to kill Dog as I will get from him. $100,000 damage. Very nice. Get some laser walls, I reckon. Yep. There's probably a few frames at the start of the Stygian Shield dash that the iframes aren't active on. At least that is what it looks like. That would make sense, yeah, but it's very annoying to play with. Not very intuitive if that's the case. Okay, so can I get up to 40,000 without adrenaline? No. I have to get the sulfuric skies back to not being cleared, even if it meant getting hit. hearts anywhere? Any hearts? There's hearts up there. It's fine. It's going well. See, I just dodged through that. So good. You wouldn't even know that on the inside I am dying. I don't want to be dying to dog. I want to be dying to Yharon right now. One going across the way. Hearts, please. Anywhere. Hearts anywhere. Hearts there. I was really lucky there that I was ready to charge before it's even at the point of needing to charge. Let's keep it for damage reduction. I hate this game. I mean, I don't. I love the game. But my god, sometimes do I hate it. Terraria is a bad game 90% of the time, but 10% of the time it makes up for it. And then add in Calamity and it's like, well, how much of it's even a good game anymore? Bullet hell's incoming. Yep. Am I going to die from the debuff? No, just not. Although I might die from alcohol poisoning despite the fact that I shouldn't have alcohol poisoning. Because I've got minus 5 HP from alcohol and I should have a positive 8 HP. I'm taking Everclear off. It's... yeah, it seems buggy as hell. I think it's giving me negative regen when I've got low health and positive regen when I've got high health, which is the exact opposite of what I would want regen to be. Actually worked out better there anyway, having slightly lower damage. Oh my god. I'm at the point where I think I'm like almost going to spend more bullets refighting dog than I'm going to get from him. Could also be that when you get hit that causes positive regen, but the alcohol gives you a stat of negative regen, which is not stopped by taking damage. Yeah. But on the stat sheet, I think my regen should be listed as whatever the net of those is. It would be weird for my stat meter to only list what happens when I'm at full health, you know? Cheeky little 20% damage in the space of 5 seconds. And then, like, all of my health gone. Let's just keep the shield out for now. Oh, I'm here already. Wow. Why are Cosmic Guardians a thing? Why? Does that make the fight better to have just random NPCs that you can't see from the map on a boss that's designed to have your map open, that you can't track based on like previous laser positions like you can with those? They just kind of sometimes appear and deal hundreds of damage to you. And I know I'm just salty because I've been doing this with Yharon for so long, but at the same time I feel like these are valid concerns. Mini crash it, reasonable, yeah. The Cosmic Guardians will rarely attempt to directly attack the player, instead flying alongside the Devourer of Gods head segment as additional hazards. Define rarely. Well, they didn't even try and attack me there, I don't think. The problem was that they were just ambling around. Like, if they weren't even near the Devourer's head, I don't think. It's as if they just spawned in, moved along into my hitbox, and dealt a bunch of damage. Is it raining right now, or has it stopped raining? I think it stopped raining. No, apparently not. Yeah, they're just mobs that essentially make dog 2 to 3 times bigger as a hitbox, but where that hitbox is just in general, a general area around. Yeah. I guess they give you hearts every now and then, so that's nice. Other than that though, they just feel like a nuisance. Oh, I'm glad it transitioned to that bit there, because if not I would have died. Save the adrenaline for phase 2. I dashed through that 100%. Feels like he's enraged or something at this point. Or he's not taking as much damage? I don't know. It's possible I'm just not hitting shots. Random projectile number 573. Does going into a desert mean the Yharon runs out of the buff? I wouldn't assume so. I don't know if you can tell. I'll have a look when I'm there, yeah. It's fine, I'm gonna get it this time. And then I'm hopefully never gonna have to fight dog again. You would think the dog would be easier now with post-dog gear. What post-dog gear? What gear? I was really hoping I would just be able to skip to phase 2 there. I did leave it quite last minute there. Ooh. Got very lucky. Well-timed adrenaline. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Imagine how much easier this would be with the sponge and like 500 different damaging accessories, and yeah. I could be dealing like probably 3 or 4 times as much damage right now with armor and accessories. I also think if Stygian Shield had no knockback like it says it should, it would be so much better to use. Hearts, hearts, please. Any more of those? Nope, doesn't look like it. Probably just dead then. I can only blame myself for that. Did not mean to do that. Guess now I'm one Everclear short. I'll also be one battle and endurance. Or all that, yeah. Battle, and Zerg. I'm literally gonna run out of bullets in trying to get more bullets. Also, see you later, Bone Reaper. Thank you for dropping by. How was I doing better against Yharon than I am against Dog? Any advice on Skeleton Prime Skulls in Expert Death mode? Honestly, not really. I think it's a really bad attack. They seem to last way longer than they should. It's a really ineffective adrenaline, not gonna lie. Okay, I'm now below my arena. Not great. Yep, sniped. The annoying thing is I might not even need to have done this. I might have had enough bullets without needing to do this. Suffolk's guys are pissing me off. Is this a no-hit only? No. No-hit would be much harder. I mean, it's not far off it. I can only get hit a handful of times. Why was he all the way over there? Yeah, I don't forget adrenaline exists. You forget that it can be used for damage reduction. Let's make more Godslayer bullets so I can kill the guy for more Godslayer bullets. It stopped raining, it seems. Let's just take a hit to get the rain going again. .7 health. If he was 0.7 health lower, that wouldn't have happened. It'd be really funny if you ran out of bullets and had to kill him with worse bullets. I disagree. I do not think that would be funny. I think that would be very, very annoying and sad and stupid. Let's put everything back on it. I need the damage at this point more than the regen. What just hit me? Or is it because I went past the... I should get rid of my Crimson Altar actually, because that's just going to cause issues, things like that. I swear he just was faster there than usual. Has it stopped raining again? Nope, I'm just slow for some reason. Die. Please. No. Wait, no. He was not on 681 health. No. That's... No. I don't accept that. That's some bullshit. Literally one more bullet on my 2 use time gun would have killed him. You tell me my summon couldn't have done like 1 damage after I died and got the kill. I hate the training circle on this, it's just so small. What just hit me? Nothing hit me. I don't understand. You don't think I even fought? Yeah, I've fought Yharon quite a few times. This is me refighting Dog. This is how bad this playthrough is, that me refighting Dog is taking like an extra 100 attempts. It's also just that I'm out of practice, I guess, but that's still just very annoying. This isn't for more potions, this is for more bullets, but I'm about to spend more bullets trying to kill Dog than I will get from him, probably. Oh, yep. Stray projectile. Why not? Thought the laser grid was going to happen a little earlier than it did there. Wait. Stygian Shield just refused to charge there. Like, you heard me click it, but it didn't do anything, right? Ooh, lag spike. Okay, there we go. Thank God. That was awful to have to fight again. Alright, if I have to fight him again, I'm going to be very annoyed. 60 Cosmolite bar is a good amount, I guess. Although, there's not that many bullets. Now do it 3 more times. I'd rather not. Right, we don't need Anomaly's nanogun anymore. Wasted a lot of our whatchamacallit? Potions. And now we're probably going to be really rusty when it comes to Yharon. What was that sound? That was the sound of me trying to say Anomaly's nanogun, or whatever it's called. Which is surprisingly a bit of a tongue twister. Too far on my up bar. It's fine, should be almost back to full health by phase 2. Especially because phase 2 usually starts quite slow and easy. Doesn't help if I don't swap my inventory slot though. We're doing actually pretty good with this one. Did not mean to actually use that. I was meant to use my rage. Like that. Oh, knock back. I am really looking forward to never having to do this again. That time cannot come soon enough. Okay, this should get him into second last subphase, I think. 35.8, right? Yep. And I'm dead. Yeah, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I am gonna take a a break for a few hours actually, because I think at the moment I'm just building up more and more rage, and it's not giving me a damage boost like it does in the game. But I'm just going to make a meal, and then I'll probably be back in a couple hours to do more of this. Maybe 2 or 3 hours, I'm not sure. Hopefully we will get Yharon done today though. We don't want a solar eclipse. But yeah, I hope to see you guys in that stream. But if not, at least thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.